Today let's talk about zombies. What makes them so scary, besides their questionable hygiene practices? They move really slow. Essentially, you can go for a quick walk, make a sharp left somewhere, and you've lost them. However, even though they're slow, they are relentless. They never stop. We have to stop. We have to drink water, we have to eat food, we have to have a latte, read a book, watch an episode of Walking Dead. Zombies, not so much. And no matter where you are, no matter how clever you are, they outnumber you. And why brains? What is it about brains that is so very tasty? In ancient history, there is so much folklore and superstition surrounding burial practices and what to do to stop the dead from coming back. Sometimes they're vampires, sometimes they're cannibals, sometimes they're hungry ghosts, and quite often they're zombies. Zombies are even mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh. I will smash the doorposts and leave the doors flat down, and will let the dead go up to eat the living, and the dead will outnumber the living. That sounds like zombies to me. The Epic of Gilgamesh is from Sumeria, and it's dated 2100 BCE. So zombies? Not new. In China, they're known as a hungry ghost that comes back from the dead to avenge itself if it hasn't been buried properly. A lot of these stories stem back from ancient times, where burial practices were linked to ancestor worship and the beloved dead. So if you don't treat your dead with respect, if you don't feed them offerings, they'll come back. And they'll come back hungry. In Arabic stories, they were known as ghouls. So ghouls are essentially an undead cannibal. They were often the spirit of women who had led an immoral life, and they were trapped in the desert, and they came back for punishment and for vengeance. I'm gonna go with vengeance. In ancient Rome, the lemures were created with improper burial practices. So again, you get the idea of ancestor worship. If you're not treating your dead with respect, if you're not treating them properly, you're gonna pay for it. In 8th century Scandinavia, we have the Dragor. They came back from the dead 9 times as strong as they were when they were alive. And they were hungry, and they were angry, and they were cranky. They would crush their victims and eat them alive. And the thing they wanted most was human flesh. Because of course. Cannibals. Yummy. The only way to defeat the Dragor is to lure them back underground. The idea of a zombie as a reanimated corpse that is under the thrall of a magician or another person is actually Haitian and West African. It's the result of magic. The Haitian voodoo religion has a very strong relationship with the dead, so the idea of a reanimated corpse is especially scary. Certain spell powders were used to enslave a person, and they were known as coups de poudre. So Wade Davis, an ethnobotanist, wrote a book called The Serpent in the Rainbow, and it talks about the idea of plants and toxins being used to enslave people against their will. It's believed they were made from dried toxins from such animals as the pufferfish, and also certain herbs and plants like datura, which causes hallucination. Revenants in ancient Greece were especially thought to be created by murder victims, plague victims, drowning victims, illegitimate children, because way to judge. So ancient zombies had to do with burial practices and respect for the dead. But the new zombies tend to signify social turmoil, things like the fear of nuclear annihilation, the fear of capitalism, racial tension, mindless consumption, the idea of a herd mentality. That's part of the reason zombies are so scary. No matter how slow they are, and the fact that they smell really bad, I imagine, they're always outnumbering you. No matter where you go, there's gonna be more of them. They never ever stop. They are relentless. While you as a human have to stop to rest and eat and drink water, they never have to stop. They can just keep on going. And there's no reasoning with them. You can't grab a latte with a zombie and convince them that your brain's not so tasty. Because there's just no chatting with a zombie.